What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another funny episode of The Funny is Here with Dominique and friends. And like I tell you every week, if you're not funny, you can't rock with us. We don't do that. We know it can be accepted these days in the world of comedy, but we don't get down like that. So let me introduce you to my guest. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to my homeboy, a legend in my town. I'm from Washington, D.C. South Side, absolutely. Yeah. Royale Watkins, an OG in my town.
Man, that OG should be like these young comics be saying.
I know,
OG.
man.
Like, who you talking to? Huh?
They be calling me
just
auntie.
colored my hair. How you go?
Yeah,
they call me auntie. I be like, okay, how you doing, nephew?
Yeah.
How you doing, niece?
Man.
It's straight out of the loop. Give it up for my friend Guy Torry.
He told in the place to be, got kicked out of Trump University.
And then we got a friend right here. This is Flat Stanley. So look, tell the people what's going on in you guys' world and all those.
Well, he's the elder statesman. He's been doing comedy.
I'm the elder statesman.
He's been doing comedy longer than me. I watched you on Def Jam before I even started doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, wow.
So you're probably the one. I don't know how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, like 22 now.
Okay, yeah. So you're the elder statesman.
What about you, G?
25.
25,
so,
okay.
yeah, I think I got 27.
You got about 27, 28 in, yeah.
I stopped counting. It's like I don't even know. Like, what's the, I don't even.
That's real.
You did Def Jam in what, 91?
No. 92?
Okay, 92.
And 91, I was in Iraq and over in Kuwait in 91.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get back.
Ain't no jokes over there. Then.
Wasn't not a goddamn thing for me. Not a goddamn thing for me. But 92 years when I did it. So.
But you started before then.
But I started before then. I started in college and then got pulled out. So like maybe a year before, I really count. I add a year to my Def Jam and then go, okay, that's kind of when I started. Because I was in college when I started. And then got pulled out of my third year because I was in the Marine Corps Reserve.
I didn't know, when I was in college, I didn't know doing stand-up was even a job.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
let me tell you how I knew it was real in college. I had a buddy named Aldine Pierce when we went to UDC. And
what's
UDC? The University District of Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the city.
I went there
that's
too.
The real
School
deal.
of Mortuary Science.
That's like if your family ain't got enough money to send you to Howard.
Oh, UDC gonna take you in.
You gonna go over to UDC and get that education.
I should go to Howard.
You might start in remedial classes, but you gonna be. I got to college. I was in college. My mother said, "Let me see your courses." I was like, "The same as last year."
Yeah, same as last year. You know what it is.
You know what I'm taking: math, English.
But we was in the cafeteria snapping on each other, roasting each other, and this dude was hosting the what was it? The homecoming fashion show.
Yeah.
Got up on stage, and I was sitting in the audience watching this motherfucker do all the same jokes he was doing at the table, and like some of the jokes that was mine.
Right.
And, no, seriously, it was like some stuff that I threw out.
You went to college with G thing?
Wow, you going there?
Hey, I mean,
oh, it's that type of show.
Yeah, what can I say?
Whenever I'm a part of something, it's that type of show.
Yeah.
Believe that shit.
I don't know what's going on with him and G.
Nothing.
That's y'all
they
from the
St.
same
Louis.
city. All y'all from the Louis.
I just talk shit.
Listen,
I like messing with people.
I be seeing these videos, these comedians put up boxing videos and stuff.
I ain't doing all that.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that. I mean, don't get it twisted. I got hands down.
Yeah.
But it ain't that serious.
No, it's all jokes. It's all love.
Yeah.
You can't be taking punches to the body and shit.
I ain't done
Once
that
you
already.
get a certain age, sorry.
Yeah.
So this dude was
no, but he went up on stage doing this homecoming event, told all the same jokes, and then I found out he got paid. I was like, yo, how much you get paid? He's like, yo, I got paid $1,500. This motherfucker's a student in charge of school $1,500. I was like, homie, I'm in. What we need to do? Sign me up.
God.
That's crazy. So, it's funny because I have a similar story. Like, I was always a class clown and campus clown in high school. Like, I was always the bus clown, school bus clown.
Of course.
Cracking jokes, 6 a.m. in the morning. Your gear was whack. I was bat. Went to college and
what school?
Southeast Missouri State.
All right,
before they
shout
kicked me
out
out
Southeast
for fighting.
Missouri State.
Southeast Missouri State.
Yeah.
How big a school is that?
It was big. It's Division I now, Division I AA now. But yeah, it's
you said now.
because when I was there, it was Division II.
Okay.
But now it's Division I AA. But it's a school in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It's about an hour and 9 minutes out of St. Louis.
Okay.
And it's like Lincoln University, about that size, and Jefferson City and Central Missouri State. It's a D1 school, small D1. So I was always a campus clown, cracking on everybody jokes, and then I almost it's like they had a fashion show. The AKAs, I'm sorry, the Sigmas had a fashion show and a talent show, and I didn't know what stand-up was. Joe had already, my brother Joe, had moved out to St. Louis already. I mean, LA already, and he was on Apollo. You know, so I was like, let me host a show and just act silly, and that's all it was. I didn't think I was a comedian or anything. I just I just wanted to host a show. So they let me host a show, and I was just cracking on stuff, teachers or campus shit or people that we knew, and it was like, wow. And I still didn't do stand-up. I still didn't know that was like doing stand-up comedy. I was just, an asshole with a mic.
Yes, which is
what we are, professional assholes.
No, not we, you.
Well, man, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you've been an asshole with a mic for a long time.
You got some asshole tendency too.
No, not me, not at all. Not at all.
I think you kind of got it. We all kind of have an asshole kind of. It just all depends.
I'm a bleached asshole though.
It's different.
When you watch porn,
asshole. We do stand up, so we all
I'm a bleached asshole.
We ask in some kind of way.
Right.
To get up there on the
guy, you got a little crusty asshole. You've been a little crusty.
Nah, I'm a bleached asshole.
Okay, you trying to paint yourself as a refined,
First of all, I'm tripolar. I have 3 personalities.
Oh shit!
Do you?
Yeah, I have 3.
Are they named? Do they have names?
Me, myself, and Guy.
Oh Lord.
And they all.
Guy's the asshole.
But you need to make sure you keep control of them so you don't end up in one of them hug yourself jackets.
Well, it's too late.
And I started in deep.
You know
That's
why?
where it begins.
Because I don't know if I'm coming or if I'm going. It's like this is my hoodie.
Oh, that's dope, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it all begins.
But somebody been and took your damn shirt. You walking somewhere and they done unzip take your coat from you.
Walked out that damn thing.
Then I started in a comedy club in Royale. Is familiar with it? The Greenbelt Comedy Connection in Greenbelt, Maryland, with Raj and them. And I went up, and I had been saying I was going to go up. Like my mother would tell me, you need to go up because you need to be a comedian because I can mock the pastor.
Right.
That ain't shit to do with going up. Sorry, Stanley. That ain't had nothing to do with going up on stage. So I went there, and I didn't get a lot of laughs, but I got enough to make me say.
Who was hosting when you went up? Who brought you up on stage the first time?
The doctor, Andy Evans.
Andy Evans.
It was either Greg Poole or Andy Evans.
Wow.
It was one of them that brought me up the first time. And Tony Mimi was standing there, and I got enough laughs that he wanted me to come. Because I was at open mic, and the following night was professional night.
Yeah.
He was like, can you come tomorrow? I was like, hell no. That damn thing killed me in 3 minutes. I'm scared. I'm still scared.
But my inspiration was... it was definitely Def Comedy Jam. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I knew who Pryor was. I knew who Eddie Murphy was. I didn't look at them as like comedians as doing a job. But it wasn't until I did Def Jam's guys in my peer group, in my age group, I didn't really start respecting what Pryor and Richard did until I got into stand-up. And I mean, what Pryor and Murphy did until I studied stand-up and saw how easy they made it. And it was like, that's why they're legends to me. But Def Jam, I'll always say, that was the key that started the engine for me because my brother had done it. Plus, I saw, there was I won't say the comic's name, but there was a comic on there who I'm like, I'm funnier than that motherfucker.
Right.
And I tried to. I won't even say that. But that's the bleach part of the asshole.
Yeah.
But Def Jam was
getting better.
If you got on Def Jam, you really felt like you could really do stand-up for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it was a stiff competition. And you had to do rounds of it, and then Bob Sumner, shout out to B, he never made it easy. You ain't know if you was ripping, bombing. He'd walk out on you.
Poker face.
He poker face. And the last thing you want to happen, and you doing a damn audition for a TV show, is the producer to get up and talk about he got to pee or something. Why you got even pee up
Why
here?
on me?
Why you got to pee? I done made you feel pissy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I pissed you off.
I done pissed you off.
Or he laughed until, piss rolled down his leg.
But he never looked like he was there, but he looked out for me. I mean, I auditioned several places. I went to New York. I went to the Peppermint Lounge.
Ooh,
I went to the Peppermint Lounge. I did all the rooms in New York because I was ripping at the ones, the showcases he saw me in D.C.
Yeah.
I did one, and this one I found out I got on.
See if you travel well.
He went, absolutely. He said, okay, well, that was good. I need you to do the Peppermint Lounge. I need you to do this, you know what I'm saying? I need you to do that. I was like, all right, sign me up. And I went to the Peppermint Lounge, and the way I found out I was on Def Jam, and everybody be waiting on the phone call. Sometimes you get a little in, Tina Graham.
Right.
I went
Tina Graham.
You got it?
I went to Monique's Monique had a comedy club, in case y'all don't know, in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they had auditions at her club.
And it was the most decorated comedy club in the history of comedy clubs.
Monique used to dress up, too. I remember her room.
Yeah, she had her suits on. She was killing.
She was killing.
And ripping, okay? So I said, well, I'm going to drive up here to the little manager I had at the time. I ain't need no manager. I wasn't averaging but $500 a year doing comedy.
A year.
Look, at that time, but I had management.
10%.
I had management. You understand? I was getting $500 a year, maybe $600 for the year.
Wow.
I had
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. So I had management, and when I went up there, I was like, Tina, it was a long ass list. You see people standing around, sweating, looking nervous. You saying to yourself, you ain't gonna make it because you about to fall out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Tina was like this. She was like, you ain't gotta go up.
Wow.
You on, right? Everybody was like, you going up? I was like, nah.
I'm good.
Look, I was like this. Nah, I'm chilling. They was like, you can go up. I ain't about to go fuck myself.
No exactly.
That be the night I go up there, Roy and bomb.
Catch that L.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Nope. I knew it. I knew it wasn't real.
I had a chance to do it the last season Martin hosted.
So I knew it wasn't real. I knew this shit.
Goddamn flat stands like, I told you.
I had a chance to do it the last season Martin hosted, but I knew I wasn't ready, and Joe knew I wasn't ready. Joe was like, you ain't ready. I was like, yeah, you're right, I ain't ready. So I waited.
Okay.
And it worked out because this season I did do it, Joe ended up being the host.
Oh, that was good.
And so it was bring me up. And I was like, I think I was doing comedy maybe just over 2 years.
Yeah, I was
just
the same
over 2 years
too.
doing stand-up.
I was the same too.
But what had happened was when Bob told me that I was going to do it, what I did was, and this is a note to any young comic out there or any entertainer, I sacrificed. I was on stage every night. I was on stage 7 days a week, at least twice a night, grinding. I didn't care about partying. I didn't care about
goddamn stage
here
time?
in L.A.
Oh, in L.A.
In L.A. But I started out here. I didn't start in St. Louis. I started when I moved here.
Okay,
Actually, when I moved here, I really didn't even kind of move out here to do stand-up. I moved here to finish school. And then that's when I was like, I can probably do the stand-up shit. So, and Joe helped me out a lot because he let me stay with him. And he was like, man, as long as you in the clubs working on your shit, don't worry about paying rent, don't worry about paying no bills. And that's a huge...
No,
that's half the battle.
That's a lot of pressure off of you.
Yeah.
And Joe was already successful. He had done Poetic Justice. He was on the Def Comedy Jam tour. So he was making money enough to afford.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about your brother on this goddamn tour. As I was on the tour, the first tour with Joe. It was me, Joe, Reggie McFadden, Adele Givens, Bernie, and Bill Bellamy.
5.
Let me tell
That's
you
what you call 5.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, you call me. That's 5.
There was no other experience like that goddamn tour, right? With Kid Capri opening.
Kid Capri was
Shout out to Kid, phenomenal.
Let me tell you something.
And still,
Kid Capri,
still to today.
with them two turntables.
Oh, he'll kill it.
and that mic.
And that microphone.
And that bounce.
Yo, he used to have...
Oh, when he started bouncing.
Because again, comedy shows didn't see like that level of energy and to have a super...
Absolutely.
Kid Capri was a star DJ.
A superstar.
A superstar DJ opening the show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so by the time the momentum kind of caught up with the tour and people knew what they were coming to see, and they had this anticipation, and they still hadn't really got a full glimpse of what Kid did, like show-wise.
Right.
Woo! When that motherfucking light-skinned, chubby Negro...
Hey, Kid.
Yo, them damn turntables used to rise up off.
And it was it was such a great experience. Sometimes I would just stand there. Because I wasn't on the Def Jam tour at first. Like, I'm a younger comic than them. Even the crew I came up with, I'm still the baby in that crew. Red Grant, Joe Clare, Donnell Rollins.
Right. Ooh,
I'm still the baby in that crew. But when they were on the tour, I would go with them. I wasn't on the tour, but what I would do was I was the comic that would go out before the curtain.
Yeah.
When the people was walking in. But I was killing it.
Walking laps.
I was them walking laps. And the people who is she? Now, keep just look up here. I'm going to be out here with the curtain open one day.
It don't make a difference.
Let me tell you, it's funny. A couple of things. One, that Kid Capri thing is
it's so real, right?
I remember
it's
one
so
time
real.
we were in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was on the tour, and they had Adele Givens who was hosting the tour. It was me, Adele, Reggie McFadden, Talent, and I think it may have been somebody else. So Kid Capri had him like And so Adele went to a point where she wasn't flying anymore.
Yeah.
And she was just, and
on
she had
the
forgot.
train or something, right?
Yeah, a train or car.
Yeah.
So she had forgot we had a date. And then she found out earlier that morning. So she had to have somebody drive her to there.
Yeah.
So by the time the showtime come, she wasn't there.
So you had to go out.
It was like, Guy, we want you to host. I'm like, what? So Kid Capri had them motherfuckers here,
Partying,
like through the roof. And then he goes, yo, what's up? Y'all ready to start the show? Yeah, crazy. How many of y'all like my man Martin Lawrence?
Yeah, the setup. Here it comes.
I mean, like the new host of Def Jam, Joe Torry. Well, neither one of them are here.
Yeah. Did he do you like that?
And then he said, coming to the stage, hosting the show, Guy Torry. And it was like,
yeah. Who the what?
It was like, but then I ain't gonna lie, that gave me fuel because when I got off that stage, by the time my 15 minutes was up, it was applause breaks. Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever, okay. And boom, went in there.
You either gonna learn or you gonna die.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
would
mean?
watch Kid, and then he'd get to a place where he was changing, where he would change different music he was playing in his set. And when he got to by the time he got to the Staples Centers, I Take You There, he'd spin that joint and go boom, 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 boom. He go like this.
And he walking.
He started walking. Because he knew he on your ass. He knew he was, when he said, that joint said boom, boom, he knew he was on your ass. He was like, boom, 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 boom. Killing. I've yet to see a DJ rock a crowd with people sitting down and they moving like they in a club with no chairs.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen it.
To open the show. The show ain't even started yet.
Open the show.
I'm gonna break some news on this show right here.
Yes.
I've done
breaking news. Wait a minute, goddammit.
I've done thousands.
Breaking news.
I do thousands of podcasts, thousands of TV interviews, and for years I've been doing it 25 years, and I've never told this story ever in life. Ever.
Well, thank you.
And I'm gonna tell it right now.
Let's do it.
I had beef with Royale.
You
had
did?
beef with me?
I had beef with Royale. Let me tell you why.
I never had beef with you though. I knew you had beef with me, but it wasn't. I was like, I don't know what his issue is. I can't.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
We getting together.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Come on, guy. Come on.
Tell you why. You know I can't hold it any longer.
Let it go.
I can't be fake.
Go ahead.
I can't sit next to this motherfucker knowing that. Oh man, I can't be fake.
This is gonna be interesting because I don't know why because I don't.
I'm gonna tell you why.
When I booked the show, I had no damn idea. So I'm listening to. Okay, go ahead, G.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead, G.
So I used to watch him on Def Jam.
Yeah.
So those guys, Joe, him, Ricky Harris, Reggie McFadden, all them were stars to me.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ricky.
Like stars to me as a young comic. I'm like, I've seen this dude on TV. So it was Def Jam tour. It was in L.A. And I think it was day after Thanksgiving. We had Thanksgiving dinner, and this was '92 because I just started in '92, and it was something I can't remember what I said to you, but it was something that was kind of like something congratulatory or something like that, and you shot me down so motherfucking. Like
I shot you down?
You said something, and I ain't gonna lie.
If you don't remember what I said.
No. Let me finish.
Okay.
Now
that's why you gotta watch the podcast. You don't never know.
Now
the brothers right here, they working it out. This was in '95. You got to watch this.
When you went up, let me tell you something.
Let me finish. First of all,
don't grab my arm like that, motherfucker. Start some shit. Nigga, whatever you want to do it then, nigga, let's do it then. Give him some action, the camera fall over. They're like, oh shit, what we miss?
But
come back, we crying. But I listen, man.
One of my biggest flaws I've been working on is I hold grudges. I've been like that since I was a kid.
But that's big of you though to acknowledge
my
it.
My dad used to call me Mad Cap for Mad Capricorn. I never knew why he called me that until last year it hit me like, because I hold grudges, and that's a problem.
I'm a Capricorn too. We do give
I hold
laws
grudges.
that type.
So I held a grudge only because I can't remember what it was, and it probably was something minor. And me being overreactive, I'll take that. I'll take that hit. But it was like, you see somebody you put on a pedestal, and all those Def Jam comics back then, I was just starting, was on a pedestal, and so I guess I didn't like the reaction or it could have been something minor, but I didn't like what you said to me, and I was
that day forward,
I was like, fuck this motherfucker right here. But that was one of the chips on my shoulder. I was like, okay, bam. It was one of the chips on my shoulder I used to propel me into the rest of my career right now.
So all of that success. Sound like some money.
But what I didn't do
to me,
but what I didn't do,
everything you made for the last 20 years.
25. But what I didn't do was hold that against you when it came to business because I still would book you at Fat Tuesdays, and that's what I didn't do. A lot of comments I put on that stage at Fat Tuesdays, which is a comedy night that I'm shooting a documentary on right now. But anyway, I didn't hold that against you. I played funnytism, not favoritism. You're still a funny dude, and I still felt like, bam, them showcases that you needed, well, when you want to go up and work out material, I didn't hold that against you because I did separate my personal feelings for professional feelings. So just because I didn't personally like you, I wasn't gonna not book you on Fat Tuesdays. Like,
okay, so listen, let me tell you what's funny. It's like I knew that you had a grudge against me, but my thing was I don't know what it's based on, so I can't buy into it.
Right.
And like I think it was one time somebody was like, you was up at parlor and you was talking in a room with somebody's like, hey, I think guy don't like you or something. I was like, I don't think he likes me either, but I don't. I was like, I don't know what it is, so I can't. And like,
you never got to come to me and say, hey.
No, I couldn't. Here's the thing. I was the baby on the Def Jam tour. Right. So I kind of was like when...
They probably was treating him the same way you felt like
No. They weren't.
Like
no, here's the thing. No, not at all. Okay. It was so much love with me, Bill,
Reggie,
fucking Reggie, Adele, and Bernie. My God,
Bernie,
man.
Yeah, Bernie. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Listen, let me tell you something. After Kid Capri would do what he did, that motherfucker would bring Bernie out, and God help us all, because people look at the Kings of Comedy tour as the Bernie party. No. That motherfucking Def Comedy Jam tour, Bernie Mac was the goddamn beginning, middle, and end and star of the show. That show was what
because
it was.
Because he hosted, right?
Because he hosted.
So you got him all the way through. Because I did the Kings of Comedy.
I promise you, there is no motherfucking host stronger that I've ever experienced than goddamn Bernie Mac.
I just see Red Grant host in St. Louis New Year's Eve with Kat, and I got to say,
he did his thing. Yeah.
But Red, listen, Red has been hosting that tour long enough to know where the cracks in every stage that they've been to. Yeah. And they've been there enough time that Red knows how to get off his jokes, and it's his, you know what I mean? When you're the host of something, you've hosted long enough to know. Yeah. When you're hosting something, right, and you're driving that show, let me sidebar for a second, and then I'm going to come back to you and this bullshit you talking about. I'm going to tell you another motherfucker I learned a hard lesson. Steve Harvey, when he had his comedy club, what was it, in Dallas?
That was before my time.
Let me tell you something.
What's the name of it?
I don't remember. His shit was in Dallas, I think it was in Dallas.
It's called what, guy?
I think
no, it wasn't Bucharest.
Okay, but then it was Steve Harvey Comedy Club. Because Erykah Badu, I heard, was
Erykah used to work there. I remember she was like,
that's way
I remember she used to bounce around. I was like, who's this little girl bouncing around? And she was just jovial and shit, and still big ass. I was like, what's that over there? But
what's that over there?
That motherfucking Steve built that club, and that shit was his motherfucking house. So he invited me down to do the room. I fly in, I get there. I'd done Def Jam, I think, twice. I get there, and it's Wednesday, Thursday, and I go, who else on the show? He's like, oh, no, it's just me and you. We got it, you know? Wait, I'm like, this shit is strange. What? Just me and you?
Right.
That sounds like
a setup, yo.
Yeah, right.
So I said, well, how this gonna work, right? He was like, well, I'm gonna go up and do a little bit of time, then I'll bring you up, and then I might come after you.
How much was his little bit of time, Roy?
That motherfucker went out and did about 35 of like pure fire. Right?
Killing shit.
Pure fire.
And then hit you with, y'all ready to get the show started?
Yo, I promise you. I promise you. That weekend was a weekend of bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, yeah. I've had them. Yeah. We've all had them.
It's a lot of those days.
But listen, this was the thing. He knew what he was doing. That motherfucker knew Steve Harvey to this day. I give him credit because he said, y'all comedians run around here calling yourselves headliners. Right. This what you gotta be. And so it was literally him taking me into like jujitsu camp to teach me.
Into the water.
And but he knew every crack and the floor, how it creaked. And his dressing room was here. And by the time the weekend came, like that was Wednesday, Thursday. By the time the Friday, Saturday shows, that motherfucker was doing jujitsu at a whole other level, and it was me the whole time trying, let me just, if I could just, you know. But I learned.
And so, okay, so you didn't.
So I was saying all of that to say, when I went out on tour, I was with Bernie, Bill, and Joe, your brother, right? So I was like the 9th, 10th grader when all of them were in 12th grade, but They didn't shit on me.
Hazing you a little bit?
They didn't know. They didn't shit on me, right? They embraced me. It was always love because we were all having, it was such a new experience that it was so much fun for us that they didn't have time to go, oh, this is the baby in the bunch, let's fuck with him. Right. Even though your brother's like the biggest asshole I know, like, but he's a lovable asshole if he fucks with you.
He's Nick Minaj sized asshole.
He is, yes. But I'll say this about
at least Erykah Badu sized asshole.
No. Joe is... if you survive Joe, then you can survive anything.
Yeah,
Adele has his
rough
number.
customer.
Adele, that's funny because Adele broke him down. It's like, Joe, you ain't this tough. You a fucking little teddy bear. And Joe I always say all the time, Joe is actually a lot nicer than me, to be honest. Because Joe, that exterior Joe puts on.
Let me think about that for a second.
No, yeah, Joe has a bigger heart than me. People think it's me.
No, listen.
Joe's heart is huge.
And not in any mean way. I will agree to that. Yeah. Joe has a huge heart, but Joe is going to run you through the ringer first.
Right.
To make sure
he's going to vet you first.
He's going to vet you all the way out.
You might not make it.
He's not like Trump administration vet. He's like Obama administration vet you.
He can get Trumpy though.
No, I mean with vetting though.
Oh yeah,
as far as like vetting people, because the thing about it is, and y'all know in this business, and I'm learning this now. But like, there's certain people who groom themselves into your space, and they're really just setting you up, and they really ain't as real as they appear to be, and they fake as shit. And Joe has that exterior to where he's not gonna let you get that far.
Right. So, but this is the point that I was making. So because of my experience with Joe specifically, right? I always saw you as Joe's younger brother. Right. So there was me and Joe had so much love between us. Right. Like I couldn't even give energy to whatever your issue was, especially if you didn't come to me and say, this is my issue. Right. Because I never really there's nobody out there that can say I maliciously did anything to them as a comic or otherwise, because it's just not in my spirit to go out and be mean, to shit on people. And then the other thing is that, like, I don't just believe in engaging in, like, I'm not a bully or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The way I grew up, I didn't have to be a bully because there's so many of us. So I just don't have that bully nature. Right. I, generally speaking, want to do right by people. Right.
Me too, until I felt like I get crossed. And some of it is legitimate, and some of it's just me and my own little...
But I
never crossed you for the record.
But
you never crossed me. No, you didn't. But
whatever it was, I wish I knew what I said.
I can't remember what
I could go, wait, I said that? Because...
I had a similar experience though. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't.
Come on, we got to listen.
No.
I'm only saying it because it's right here.
Flat Stanley. Tell me who it is. Tell Flat Stanley in his ear.
Flat Stanley, yeah.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck that motherfucker. So, but I had a similar experience to the point where it was so bad. You know what I mean? That my cousin.
Is the comic working right now?
Yes, absolutely.
What city they from? You can say the city.
No, because you're going to know if I say the city. But it was so bad that my comic was like...
Your cousin?
My cousin. We was in D.C. when it happened. My cousin said, beat your motherfucking ass being disrespectful. And not that
to the guy?
No, she was telling me that. And it was so bad. It was such disrespect.
to the guy comedian?
It was such shade. It was such shade and disrespect that... She was
Bruce. No, just kidding. Bruce, the nicest guy in the world.
He is.
Dominique beef with Bruce.
She was pregnant and wanted to fight.
Fight who? You for not?
No, fight the person. Because that's how blatant the disrespect was. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything that the person said. Yeah. It was in their body language. Like, similar with you, I went up there and I have all this admiration. Right. And you throw me shade. So
that's what it was. That's all it was.
And to this day, the person don't know that. And I still in the back of my mind, like, guy be like, man, fuck you. But they different now. Yeah. They different now, but they don't know to this day I felt that way.
He didn't know until right now. But I'm like, and the reason why I said it, because I can't sit here and be, friendly with you and be phony knowing I feel some type of way.
Oh, no, you shouldn't be.
I can't be. And that's part of my issue is like, around my
let me tell you
friends, I'm too honest, and I let you know. If I got beef with you, I let you know I got beef.
But see, I didn't care.
But I was wrong.
But the issue I had with that person, that's where I differ with Guy, even though we both Capricorns, I never carried it. I kind of like it. I'm kind of this type of
like
person. I look at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I look at it and say, okay, you tripping. You don't even know you. And I guess it was different with him. I know you from comedy, but I don't know you like that. So I didn't hold it like that, but I did have a similar experience.
I released it today.
Oh, today?
I released it today.
It's gone?
Look at Stanley. Look at Stanley.
The war's over.
I released it today.
Torry, Royale Watkins war's done.
Did y'all see this shit? We had a Godfather moment. Look at Stanley clapping.
I ain't gonna lie. I held that in.
Flat Stanley.
Let me tell you what's kind of interesting and deep, right? And so
hold up, they sponsors?
Yeah, rip that shit off.
No, they not sponsored.
They ain't sponsored.
Do mine, guy.
They ain't sponsored.
Kirkland, damn it, Costco.
Yeah, they not sponsored. Shit, take it all. If y'all trying to be on here drinking out, do what you gotta do.
Tell them cut a check.
Man, I got a couple of minutes.
I know we got all the way.
Man, it happens when you
But
have
it was
friends.
good.
It's a good time.
We having a
We
good
didn't get none of our topics.
But that's okay. It's all right. It's fine.
I had to get that off my
let me
chest.
say,
But it
I'm
was
glad you
good.
did.
It was a good thing.
But let me share you.
But it also shows that's what we have to do. Everything can be solved through dialogue.
No, communication.
Communication is the biggest thing. They communicated, and guess what? Stanley clapped.
Yes.
And it was the Godfather moment.
We're gonna
And then I walked in and I saw you, I was like,
I got
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be honest. No. I didn't know. I wasn't gonna have the conversation. I was like, okay, I'll play nice. I'll play nice. But then,
It's not in your spirit to play nice. That's not what you do.
It is what I do. And sometimes I'm bipolar. I got 3 spirits now.
Me, myself, and God.
So, me is a spiritual one. Me was like, hey, come on, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead. You can't be. And guy was like, man, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
And myself was like, hey, man, what you want to do? And me
You got
was
the pistol
like,
in the car.
And me was like, you know what, man, let that shit go. Because I prayed this morning to help me.
Did you pray this morning?
I did. I did pray every morning before I get up. And I'm like, help me daily release grudges. Because I know that's one of my major flaws is I hold shit in. And that's not healthy.
Yeah, that's
and it's
unhealthy.
not cool. And like I said, I held that shit in for 25 years.
I know. I
That's
feel
what
awful.
happened to your leg.
Yeah.
Probably, right. Held the grudges, yeah, exactly.
All them goddamn grudges. Fuck your
grudges,
leg.
yeah, fuck your whole body up.
Fuck your whole body up, yeah.
I gotta pee. Hold on. We got time to pause and pee? Oh, y'all
When you can go, we can keep talking. Go ahead.
Y'all
It ain't
keep
gonna take
talking.
you that long.
You talk shit about you.
Right? Yeah, it's right there. He be right back, but you see, we've made positive change.
No, we this is progress. I didn't know.
This is progress.
I didn't know, and I just told him. It's like people be like, God, that's it, Joe, not Joe. Guys just talking shit about you. I'm like, for what? I didn't do anything to God. I don't know.
Right.
But damn, see, I was gonna tell him something. He left. I can't.
You can tell him when he come back.
No, I tell him when he come back because again, the issue is that he's only looking at it from his point of view.
Okay.
He only sees it through the lenses of a guy who, whether he wanted a certain reaction or not, he got a certain reaction, and that's the only thing that he knew.
That's the only thing he knew.
Now, and I'll tell him when he comes back, but for the sake of like just continuing the conversation, like when I in 96, ladies and gentlemen, here come a troublemaker. Bring your black ass in here. Boy.
We got another guest showing up.
I'm gonna call you as soon as I walk in.
We got chair roofs on the show too.
No, but he can't be on. Yeah, he doing.
He can't be on this one.
No,
but he can start this one and then. He can like give a little teaser.
I guess he can roll in, maybe.
He can put the tip in.
So what's going on?
Okay, so explain what you was saying, Roy.
Okay. Damn, I hate to go, man.
No, wait, but when was this issue? What year was
this?
That?
This issue was 92 because I never did it. It was I'll tell you exactly what it was.
I know damn well that's what made
let me tell you exactly what it was. It was November 1992.
November 92.
God,
Thanksgiving.
You was really damaged.
Thanksgiving.
We not gonna get into that.
It's Thanksgiving because y'all was in town doing Def Jam. We stayed at the Bellage. The Bellage Hotel, and it was in the lobby of the Bellage Hotel.
But he hold grudges. He been holding this shit since 92.
Yeah.
I know it fucked his leg up.
Go ahead. It was in the lobby of the Bellage Hotel, and we went later, I think, and ate. We had Thanksgiving dinner at a restaurant in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And then we played ball today, but I was like, man, fuck this nigga.
Yeah. So again, what I was saying to Dominique is that I'm so used to
when you would take it doesn't matter. You can say
no, but I'm just like, they like,
he had to take a leak, man.
No. So I was just saying that all you know is
good
the experience as you saw it from your side. Like, you don't know what I was going through that day. You don't know what my experience was.
Right.
And I'll say this, look, in 92, I was still very much in a very unhealthy space in terms of like psychologically and everything, because again, in 91, the last part of 91, like, people don't know the trajectory of me being pulled out of college in my third year, like going over to Iraq, going
PTSD.
into Kuwait, and then the experience of being over there for like 11 months and being on the ground for like 8 months, and the trauma that I went through. And like, at one point it was so bad over there, these white kids were so racist, that I had to pull my weapon, like a loaded weapon, on a motherfucking, pointed at his head.
And these are U.S. soldiers.
These are Marines. These are other Marines. But I was a reservist in college, and the one thing these motherfuckers hate, active duty racist Marines, and there's still
the
motherfuckers
weekend
is
warriors,
racist.
so to speak.
They look at us like, oh, Joe College here is doing this shit for fun, getting an education.
Like you mall security.
Yeah, like, well, not even.
Not that you were, but they look at you
it like they look at it like you're taking something away from them.
Wow.
And the color of your skin now giving you access that they'll never
in
have.
war?
Listen, even during the time of war, this shit was so bad. I had to pull a rifle on this motherfucking white boy. And it's like I was at a point. So I'm saying all of that to say, I had come back over here and yes, gotten thrown into Def Jam and had this really accelerated pace.
Right.
So you could have really been dealing with some PTSD.
But there was not, no. There was a lot of things
going on.
And even some family shit that I was dealing with at the time. And but so again, if there was a slight that happened, not necessarily if, the slight that happened. If it happened, no.
It happened. Well, I'm sensitive, so it happened in my eyes.
Like,
don't play, Roy, because this boy
no. 25 years later,
he's releasing
whatever slight that was, trust me, it was not personal to you.
And I'm sure it wasn't.
Because it just is not in my nature. And so I apologize that was an experience that existed between us. But I appreciate the fact that, even you remain professional about it all.
Absolutely.
But I will say this, because this is a teachable moment for a lot of young comics.
Right.
That if there is an issue with somebody, like, stop and go, hey, man, I need to have a conversation with you.
Right.
Because I know, I'm going to tell you.
And I do that now. I've learned that now. But
me and Doug Williams had a situation that happened that could have turned funky. But, me and Doug are really cool because we had a conversation about it. And it's like, yo, you have a conversation about it. You tell me how you saw it. I tell you what it was from my perspective. You gain a new understanding. You put that shit behind you. Go, well, let's go back out here and fight to get what we really need, which is the stage time and some piece of success that we can carve out so we can eat and take care of our families. And,
right, absolutely.
And get some ass from these chicks. Not me.
Sorry about that, Stanley.
Five said Stanley. You don't get no ass from these chicks, these hoes. Stay away from these
He said, yes, I do. Y'all got me twisted.
Yeah, y'all got me twisted. I'm banging out everything on the road.
Get some pussy, though.
I got something waiting for me later tonight.
Y'all bet we can clap to that. They said they get Sandy said he clapping.
I got some hoes in my DMs right now.
Today, I released that from 25 years ago.
Hallelujah.
And
you want to do a baptism? You want to pour some water on your forehead and lean back a little bit?
Now, everybody else I have a problem with, don't expect me to release that shit. Because I got 25 more years for some of you motherfuckers.
And I need another driver. I need something to carry me through the next 25.
So that was one. And if he 25 more years, he probably not ready to release you till about 2022.
Don't think I'm going on this redemption tour.
Yeah, this redemption tour.
I did this one because I cannot be fake. I cannot sit here next to this man knowing.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no reason.
And they act like we cut and hackling and all that stuff. And like, boom. But I had to get off my spirit.
Come on, man.
And that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So did y'all see the NCAA men's championship last night?
Let's talk about the women's, though. That women one was off the chain.
And I was bringing it to that point, G, because the men's game wasn't worth nothing.
That women's game.
That women's game.
Female basketball, women's basketball. But this is a weird dynamic. Why is it that women's basketball at the collegiate level, that's how you tell motherfuckers educated, say collegiate instead of college.
Right.
At the collegiate level, is able to be so much more dynamic than at the pro level.
You mean the WNBA? I like WNBA
But
too.
You might like it,
games.
but
I
it's
still
not
think
this level of conversation.
But
does
I
not
think
happen.
that it's subjective. And I think it has a lot to do with misogyny.
Yes.
It's no
Oh
way.
shit! So you saying I'm being misogynistic?
But I mean,
chairs.
I think
get into it.
But look, but I think that, but I think that men can be misogynistic and not even realize
No, there's
it.
no question.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's not
Sure.
intended. And I'm looking at the men's game and it's garbage. And I've had men say, well, why don't we support? I've asked men, why don't we support the women's
Females
game?
basketball.
And the only answer they can give me is, it's no dunking. I don't care.
No,
they are hooping.
Let me tell you something. And when the WNBA first started, I was doing Fat Tuesdays.
Yes.
And one of the publicists for the Sparks came to me and said, "Hey, can you help
away
promote
tickets? Uh-huh.
and give away tickets?" And I gave away tickets for the Sparks. And I love the women's game because it's fundamental. It's not all the egos. And when you go look at a WNBA game,
Not
they
egos.
fight more than they do the men.
Yeah,
I'm
so how
saying,
you gonna
dude,
say it's not all the egos?
that's competition though. They're more competitive. Put it that way. It's not all the
It's more competitive.
false bravado.
It's
put
more
it that
fundamental.
way. Maybe not ego
and
is a
it's
bad
like,
word because you
it's
collegiate.
really what the game is about. The men's game has really got into some PlayStation shit for real.
It has.
And
And
the
what
is
level
that become- the money
of
has made it-
talent has changed
It's
the
isolated.
whole game.
It's isolated players because they know that their money is based on their ability to stand out, right? And so now they take these very these positions of it's about me rather than about like San Antonio. If you watch San Antonio, they play as 5 players.
Right.
Yes, they do.
And so
the
does,
Golden State
too.
Warriors
Golden
as well.
State plays
Yes.
as 5 players, but then you look at some of these other teams. It's like there's 5 dudes out there playing individually because they're playing for something other than they're
the
playing
team.
for something other than the team.
Right. The
They're
team
playing for their
goals.
shoe deal. They're playing for their
Personal
basketball.
goals, not team
it's all
goals.
personal to them. It's
Which
not,
brings us to one of the topics we're going to talk about, LeVar Ball's
Yes.
the league that LeVar Ball he wants to start a league for. You have more information. He wants to start a league for high schoolers. Like, instead of going to college, for college players who don't want to go to college, they go to this league and they get paid from $3,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on your skill level. And the reason why I brought that up is how do you determine who's a $3,000 player, who's a $10,000 player?
the numbers
at
determine
high
it.
school.
I guess the numbers determine
But
it.
numbers how,
and this for your
What are the
information, this
stats?
story is coming through Ed.
No, but when you
O'Bannon.
coming into
I don't
the
know
league, though.
if you don't
used
if you
to
don't
play
know
for
Ed
UCLA.
O'Bannon, play for UCLA.
Ed O'Bannon's one of the O'Bannon twins. He played for UCLA.
He's not a twin. Charles is younger than him. He's younger.
Get him, Dom. Get him, Dom.
They not-
Like,
they're
I was
not
like, he's not a twin.
You know, we called it out for years and they wasn't twins. You're right.
But they are close in age, but they're
Right.
not twins.
But one of them sued.
Ed O'Bannon
Ed did.
sued the
Yeah.
NCAA.
for their likeness
felt like
and
it's-
not getting paid for
Yes.
the
Yes,
games,
yes.
the video games on EA Sports.
Yes.
It's crazy though that they would think that, you know what I mean, that's a cool thing to do, is like to use somebody's likeness
What you
and to
mean?
be compensated.
They'll do it now if you don't watch it.
Let's back up. You're surprised that they did that? Did they
Listen,
not? Did they
it's
do
just
that?
when you think about
Did
it.
they do that? Not do that to us? They just didn't put us in video
Well,
games. They used
but
us.
that's what I'm saying.
And didn't pay
No,
us.
no,
do
no,
it
no.
all the
It's
time.
slaves. Called slaves.
It really
Steal the heads
is.
out your ass if
Same
you
mentality.
It's like when you don't have an awareness
Sorry.
about the other forms of compensation.
Right.
Like it's like going, oh, I did
That's
Def
wrong.
Jam or a show, right? And now, wait, y'all got a check for foreign rights and you didn't cut me in on that?
Right.
But do you think players will play for LeVar Ball's
Absolutely.
league?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And you know why I think?
Look at Cube's league. Look
yeah,
at the 3
I
on
love the 3-on-3 league.
But is he going to have
The big three.
the players?
Big three.
Okay, but is he going to have the players affiliated with his league that Cube does? Of course,
But
you're going
those
to
are
play.
older players.
But what
No.
I'm saying, of course,
Cube's league is
listen
a
what I'm
senior
saying.
league.
Listen what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he going to have players like if you want to play for Cube's league? Hell yeah, I'm gonna play for Allen Iverson as the coach.
Right.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna play for Gary Payton. Is LeVar Ball gonna have these type
Absolutely.
of people to bring you? You think so?
Because these guys are coming out of high school. And if they
I
don't go
don't
to
know. I
none of
don't
these
know
guys are
about
coming.
that.
It's only high school players.
No, I believe that. I'm saying I don't know if he will attract them. He's so outspoken.
me tell you something.
And in many ways,
But you
he's
gotta
not
listen.
liked.
That
I don't think a lot of people like him either.
Listen, they don't have to like him.
Right.
What's going to happen is the infrastructure and framework and opportunity is going to become bigger than LeVar Ball.
Right.
And there's going to come somebody's going to come to him and say, look,
and take-
I'm a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
I can take and put the gasoline on this
Yeah.
thing. I just need you to step over here. And I'm not saying you can't come to the games. I'm not saying you can't be the cheerleader
Right.
that you are, but you got to
Take
let
this
us.
check and be quiet.
Yeah. Take this check and be kind of quiet.
But this is what I want to see.
If all those people get involved, he gonna have to up his little $3,000 to $10,000.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's what he wants.
No, they're not going to up the slave wages.
They're gonna have to take
because what they're going to become. They're going to become the new pathway from kids to go from high school basketball to the league.
So, do you think the D League?
So they're gonna get
Nike, Adidas,
the G League,
Under Armour, all of those shoe companies are going to go. Wait a minute, right? This league here makes sense to us, and so we're going to throw some money at it to see what the potential is. And these kids are going to go, wait, I can make how much, and I can steal. So what's going to happen is some kids are going to get into that structure, and they're going to make it into the NBA. So and all these other high school kids are going to go, I'm not smart enough to go to college.
Does it threaten the G League? That's what
absolutely. It's another G. Huh? It's not D anymore. It's G League.
It's G League because Gatorade bought it.
Okay.
So now it's a G League.
So does that?
I thought you bought it. I thought it was Guy Torry. Like Guy Torry bought the goddamn league.
Let me tell you something. If I bought it, everybody be fighting that motherfucker. Everybody be angry.
It'd be hot,
man. Yeah.
It'd be like
I would give everybody 16 technicals before they fall out of a game.
Yeah.
Before they fall out of a game. But I want to see if LeVar Ball does start this league. I hope he brings in trash talking and it's not. It's not unsportsmanlike conduct. He's a big trash talker. Why not have trash talking?
Yeah. But I don't think trash talking works because I can give you a prime example. They ain't not built the way the players were built.
Yeah, the big men, the Pistons,
the
bad boys.
This is a prime example of the way they're not built. When Shaq was teasing JaVale McGee, Kevin Durant and all them had to defend him from being put on Shaq in the fool. What is that? Right. He was supposed to tell Shaq, man, or eat one or either let it motivate him.
Yeah.
He had them coming up, y'all need to leave him alone.
Wowsy.
These people, this is a whole different league. So the trash talking, Gary Payton, he would have got put out of every game. I love GP.
Not only that though, Jordan.
He talked.
They said Jordan's
the biggest trash talker.
Jordan used to be Jordan. I don't know if it was true or not, but my brother had a joke saying that Jordan was guarding somebody. And he said, nigga, you wearing my shoes and your mama's in stand cheering for me.
Wow.
But Jordan was so impactful. It's
probably real, too.
I went to Red Grant's golf beef.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian Russell was there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Brian Russell, and we laughed, and we had a good time. But I could not get that crossover out. And I
slapped him on the ass.
And I wanted to ask him, I wanted to say, Did he really push you or did he cross you?
Let me tell you something.
What happened? But I couldn't do it. I said this is gonna fuck up the whole.
It's gonna hurt his feelings. It's fuck up his whole game.
Because I know he carry it because he got a little chunky. He kind of like you guys.
Joe. My brother Joe used to do a charity game in St. Louis every year, and Byron Russell came one time. So we used to have these go and speak to the kids, and this one little 9-year-old boy got the mic and said, how did you feel when Jordan tapped you in the ass and hit that shot? And the 9-year-old boy in St. Louis. So I know Byron Russell is good because little kids are going in on him about that. That's like with Chris Webber. He's very sensitive about that timeout.
Oh, sure, of course.
Very sensitive about that timeout. And the Michigan game and the Final Four game.
Roy, please, before we run out of time, talk about your webisode. Royale has a webisode with him and his wife on Facebook Live, and I'm sure you can...
Wait, what? I'm married? Just going out to the... Don't tell these folks.
Oh, okay. and I saw it on Facebook Live. It's very good, and I'm sure you can check it out on other outlets. He was
listen. All you gotta do is listen.
It's called After I Do.
So my wife and I, April Watkins,
it's very good.
We do a series. Well, I guess it's a blog whatever you want to call it. Yeah, blog series, web series, blog series on Facebook called After I Do. And we just have this very transparent conversations about everything that couples go through before and after marriage. And so we got over 100,000 people following us on Facebook. And so if you just go to Facebook and pull up After I Do and just watch, if you watch one episode, especially if it's one of the ones where she's actually on camera with me, because sometimes I'll go live without her, and then she'll actually chime in, and I'll add it to the conversation. And then most of the time, we're having a conversation sitting on the couch together. But for couples, anybody that's in a relationship, check it out. All you need to do is watch one. It's probably the most real, transparent conversation that you'll see between a married couple on the internet, period. Hands down.
Yes. So please check it out. Guy, what you got? You got to leave right this second.
I do. I got a meeting for.
God done took all the time having to come to Jesus.
Yeah.
So
it was good though. It was good.
Yeah,
It was
no,
good.
it's real.
You can catch me on social media at Guy Torry, GUYTORRY. I have 2 podcasts. One is called Unstabled with the D.
That's why he didn't invite me on his podcast.
No. We're getting Unstable with apostrophe D. Unstable is myself, Claudia Jordan, Mike Hill, and Steve Wilson. I'm also on another one I have called Third Degree Radio on Dash Radio with Big Trey D from the East Side. It's DJ Sale from Dog Pound and Cognac the EXO and the Sexy Tomboy. And also every morning, Mondays and Wednesdays, Tom Jordan Morning Show, Funny Chair, it's nationwide. If you're not in if it's not in your city, get the app and listen to us on the app. But
it's the
follow me and stay tuned for the Fat Tuesdays documentary coming soon. And I will need you for an interview.
Oh, you got that all day long.
All day long.
At first, I was wondering if I was
your social media handles and everything too.
Let me just say, the Fat Tuesday show was a difference maker in LA. I'm so excited that you continue to do that show and that you're doing that documentary because it's an important story to be told. And the show that I do in New York, the Mixtape Comedy Show, every third Sunday.
That show,
all you gotta do is just let me know.
Okay.
And you can do it now. I'll take your name off the list. I just know. It's like, I gotta call a girl and tell her book you because now everything changed.
How often do you do it?
Every third Sunday at Gotham Comedy Club.
Every third Sunday.
Although I still booked him at Fat Tuesdays.
There's no list. I don't have any list. I don't even book the shows.
Yeah,
I was purely a joke.
But I'll be in New York soon on the 3rd. I may be there on the 3rd.
Every
Is the third Sunday the 15th?
Yes.
Are you booked for the 15th already?
I gotta ask Kristen, but we'll find out.
Okay, let's
I'll
find
ask
out.
Kristen.
Because
you can come in.
Okay.
So you can follow me on all social media at Royale Watkins, ROYALE Watkins. All social media, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well.
Go ahead, guy. If you have something to say, go ahead.
I gotta run.
All right, y'all say bye to guy. Pray for him. Keep him in your prayers.
Keep him in your good
God
spirits.
keep him lifted. We don't want this
Jesus'
thing hurt.
name.
I love this boy right here. And my whole family do too. And I love Roy.
And
Look
a real
at that. Hey! Like the cat.
Man, I got my man over there, man. I wish I could say
We worked it out.
We got everything worked out. And like I said, catch us every week on The Funniest Here. And like I tell you every single week, we only bring funny comics and funny people to this show. Anywhere you see these people performing, producing, promoting, doing anything, please support these people. We love you, and we'll see you next week on The Funniest Here with Dominique and friends. We bridging gaps. And y'all give a shout out to our very, very special guest, Flat Stanley. And we out.